I have a Raptor Ranger with me today, which is the rarest Ford Ranger option that you can get. We have also a Lariat and an STX, and today we're going to talk about the differences, and at the very end of the video, you'll know exactly why the Ford Raptor Ranger is so much different. So this one is our Ford Ranger STX package. So STX is an appearance package that goes on top of the base model, the XL. So what you're getting is aluminum wheels, some nicer looking exterior trim. So it's a nice sporty looking truck. One thing that I really like about the Ranger is for its compact size, it can do so much. So you have a low clearance height here. So if you're parking in a small parking garage, inside a condo or a small house, this thing will fit inside, but it packs a lot of goodies. So you have a lot of ground clearance. So if you're looking between a lot of the other small type pickups like a Ford Maverick, this one's gonna sit up quite a bit higher, especially in the four-wheel drive package, because this is a body on top of a frame, just like a full-size F-150. They take so much of the engineering and components and they just shrink it down. So you have an engine with a regular transmission, a transfer case, and a drive shaft going to a rear-wheel drive axle. The axle on these is solid in the rear and independent in the front, just like what you find on an F-150. Now inside the cab, we have cloth seats that are very comfortable. We have rubber floors, so if you're doing outdoor stuff or working out of the truck, you don't have to worry about getting the carpets dirty. We have a nice big display on the center gauge here, and we have a full digital display up here on the dash. So just because it's a lower trim level doesn't mean you're gonna miss out on some of those options. We even have some cool looking design here on the dash. They changed the texture all around the cab to give it a little bit more of an appearance than just a plain work truck. You have some nice octagon shaped looking AC vents on the door panel. You have some texture pressed into a padded door panel here. Center console is well laid out. You have a spot to set your phone. If you go to the higher trim levels, you will get wireless charging, but they've really done a great job of laying out the cockpit so that you get all the stuff that you need. You're not missing anything to get a great truck that is fun to drive, fuel efficient, and has plenty of power. So when you upgrade to a Lariat, let's talk about some of those differences. So first noticeable difference you'll see on a Lariat is the exterior trim. So you have some chrome on the truck, nicer wheels. You'll notice back here on the STX, we do not have a bed step, but here in the Lariat, we do have a nice bed step to get up inside this thing. Inside the bed, we do have a power inverter, 400 watts. So if you need to do some camping or use some light power tools, you have access to power back here in the bed. There's a lot of accessories you can get for these things. They have made cutouts on the bed rails so that you can attach canoe racks, camper shells. We have tie-down hooks inside here. We have underbed lighting, so if you do decide to put a bed cover, when you hit that key fob or open the tailgate, you're gonna automatically get some light there inside the bed. We have a measuring tape here on the tailgate, and we have a place that you can put a clamp inside of here. So if you need to clamp something down, say you're needing to route a piece of wood, cut a board off, you can put a gator clamp inside here and hold that thing down. If you do get the tow package, these things are rated up to 7,500 pounds if you get the receiver hitch tow package on them. They do have rear proximity sensors. Up on the front, we will notice a big difference in the lighting when you go from a XL or an STX over to a Lariat package. You have performance LEDs on these. These have active lighting modules on them, so they will change the light pattern based on the conditions. So if you're driving in traffic, you get lots of bright light down low. When you get on the highway and there's nobody coming, those lights will spread open and give you further visibility down the road. We have additional chrome and a different grille design up here on the front. So this is a compact pickup, but they designed these back seats to still fit full-size people in them. So you'll notice the back of the seat is extremely contoured, unlike what you find in a lot of full-size vehicles. And that way, when a full-size adult hops in, so I'm 6 foot tall, it's not as big as an F-150, but this is doable. We got about 2 inches of headroom sitting all the way up, so it's decently comfortable. The front seat is set up for the position of somebody who is 6 foot tall, just to give you an idea. My knees barely touch here in the center. I have a couple of inches between the seat, but when I close the door, I'll tell you it's pretty comfortable. Maybe not for 3 full-size adults, but for 2 adults and a child there in the middle, it would work great. We have another 400 watt inverter plug back here. We also have a USB-C and B back here. Some storage pockets in the back of the seat. We got a beer window that opens up. And there's a little pull strap down here on the bottom. They've even used under the seat to give us some additional storage. So we have our tire tools here and a little storage pocket on each side. And you can maybe shove just a little bit of stuff up underneath there in the bottom. Inside the cab, we have everything wrapped in leather. So the door panels have a leather type material on them, the seats, the console. You'll notice the display screen, same shape, just a little bit bigger. We have basically the same dash screen up here, but it does have different options on the dash. When you get to the Lariat package, we have adaptive cruise, which we did did not have on the base model, but we did have lane assist on the base model. We have speed limit assist on here and a few other safety features that you won't get on those base models. But even the base models will have the automatic braking, crash avoidance systems. They're still a great high-tech vehicle, even for that entry-level price. We do have drive modes, rear differential locker on this one, which is a big one. If you're not planning to do a lot of off-road, but maybe once or twice a year and you don't want to go up to a Trimmer or a Raptor, you can still get that rear locking differential even on a Lariat package, which is huge. You get just a little bit off camber on those trails. That will come in handy to make sure you don't get stuck and ruin your weekend. And when we go to the Ranger Raptor, we have the same headlights we get on the Lariat, but pretty much everything else is different. All the body panels are different. So we're going to be sitting with about a 6-inch wider track, bigger fenders, different hoods. We have cowling on the hood. Mirrors are essentially the same, but you'll notice we have performance steps on the Ranger Raptor. So these are specific just to the Ranger. This is kind of similar to what you get on the Raptor F-150. It is a nice heavy-duty metal step that is texture coated in a powder coat, similar to what you'd find in like a spray-on bed liner. Rear fender, same thing. It's much wider on the rear fender. We're coming out about 5 inches extra on each side of the body. For the rear taillights, we're going to have basically the same setup on the taillights as we get on the Lariat, which is a LED taillight. We have our blind spot sensors here on the side. Now the rear bumper, major difference here. So kind of like the F-150 Raptor, we have a high trimmed bumper for more clearance. We have giant tow hooks down here. So whether you're getting pulled out or you're yanking your buddy out of the sand, you've got something great down here. Or if you need to trailer this thing, you have an easy way to tie this thing down. Receiver hitch, high mounted up here. So that way you're not dragging that thing when you're going off-road. Inside the bed, we have our same 400-watt power inverter. This one has a factory bed liner in it. Basically set up the same way with a lot of the features you get off of the F-150 Lariat. We do have a different exhaust system. So the Raptor will come with its own high-performance EcoBoost engine. This one's got the 2.7, but it is tuned special just to this pickup, and I'll tell you, this thing will run. We have high-flow exhaust, dual exhaust on both sides. When we come over to the wheels and tires, we have a Raptor exclusive wheel. Comes with a BFG KO3s on it. So this truck has a ton of suspension travel, but what I like about it, it does really well off-road, but it doesn't come with super lifted stance. So this thing sits maybe just an inch or so higher than the Lariat does, so you don't have a clearance issue trying to get this into a garage. It'll go through any car wash, but your suspension travel is probably double what you get on that Lariat F-150. So inside the Raptor, you will find a lot of features that you don't see, and it's all trim type stuff. The seats have extra bolstering on the side, so as you're making those hard corners, it's similar to what you get in a Mustang or what you get in the other Raptor lineup. You have a high bolster on the side to help hold you in that seat. This is a leather type material with a suede insert. Also up here in the dash, we have suede over our glove box right here, our upper glove box. We have a suede material here on top of the dash that wraps all the way back around the driver's side. On the steering wheel and the door panels, you have some of this carbon fiber. We have paddle shifting on the steering wheel, and we have a couple of extra buttons over here on the right side. We have an exhaust mode, so we can change the sound of the exhaust. We have a suspension mode, so you can change the automatic dampening of that suspension, whether you want it more sporty or soft. Same thing with steering. We can change the steering input, whether it is more firm, more light, more sporty, more loose. We have our Raptor mode right here. Now they do change the gear shifter quite a bit from what you get in the Lariat. You'll notice this one has a much shorter throw on it. And then down here on the four-wheel drive, we have many more modes. So what I really like about this Raptor build on the Ranger platform is Ford puts, I would say, probably $20,000+ of technology and upgraded accessories into this truck that you'd have to spend aftermarket to even get close to the same level. And the one thing that you're not going to get is a higher horsepower engine. If you buy a regular Ranger and you add suspension, all these things to it, it's still going to be hard to get to a level of high-speed off-road driving capabilities that you can get from the factory with this Raptor Ranger.